He's a genius lone wolf agent who solved nothing but difficult cases during his years of active duty. That's what they told me at Quantico, at least. Over and over again, I had to listen to them talk about how no one could ever replicate the kind of work he did. But let's be real here. It was inhuman. It looked like the face of a killer who's been possessed by death. Patricia Clarkson is here, in the next room, only a single wall away from us. After 14 years, he went back to Le Carré, kidnapped her, and imprisoned her here. He's trying to complete something big right now. Something that's deeply connected to Saint Rouge. What is all this? Pictures of people from Le Carré. And this wall is dedicated to Greenvale. All the deceased have been crossed out. Sheriff Melvin Woods? Lise Clarkson? Where's Patricia?
That's our altar. What are you doing?
York! Agent York! York! Agent York! York! Agent York! Hey! Agent York! Agent York? Hey! Hey, Agent York.
You're Lise Clarkson.
What's wrong? You're acting weird.
Sorry, Patty, I'm fine now. More importantly, do these red seeds come from some kind of plant that grows around this area?
I don't know. What do I look like, a botanist?
This isn't your average backwoods town. The Clarksons' ego and control has been piercing the town's heart like a massive dinosaur bone. But over this past century, time has been busy eroding the beast's power from within. And now, the very thing that once fortified this town is polluting it with putrid gas and rotten marrow. Zach, this is the point where it all collapses. These bridge beams have a very unique shape to them. One straight support in the center, reinforced by V-shaped columns coming up diagonally from the sides. Did this bridge always look like this? Oh well, I'm sure it has nothing to do with this case. Let's move on with the inspection, Zach. There's a flat, evenly weighted stone here. I bet we could use this to score an amazing stone skipping record. Let's give it a try whenever we get some downtime. For now, we need to focus on this investigation, Zach. The growth is all missing from this particular section. It wasn't just cutaway. She used fire to burn it out. Everything was planned so meticulously, as if she wanted to show this altar to someone. That's why Chuck ended up discovering it. There's some decomposing cloth here. We saw the same type of cloth at the sugarcane plantation. They must have used that cloth when they transported Lisa's body. But who cares about mundane evidence like that? This isn't a case that can be solved by gathering the kind of evidence we'd need to submit to a court. After Lise Clarkson was murdered, her body was put back together here, just like how Galena's body was dismembered, then rearranged within the holding cell. Lena Doman and PJ's bodies were also blown to pieces in the end. Perhaps that's the nature of the curse that's taken hold of the Clarksons. What do you think, Zach? Is there any significance to these similarities? This altar is covered in burn marks, but there's hardly any residue left. There's no way for me to tell what was burned here. I could send it home for analysis, but is that really necessary? It'll just end up giving Abrahams more busy work. More importantly, Zach, someone who knew how to manipulate fire was behind all this. In other words, these roots prove that Lena was here. Zach, this is an ominous sign. Among all the different footprints here are a set made from engineer boots. Yes, I know. He probably only made them when he came to inspect the scene. I'm sure that Patty and I left our own set of prints here too. But how do you explain the set that's inside the yellow tape?
Hey! FBI! The hell you doing back here? You already solved the case, yeah? So go on! Get your ass out of town!
Why do you think I solved the case?
Shoot! Exactly how stupid are you, FBI? This is Luke Carre, remember? Every feller in town already knows that Professor Orr's the one behind all this shit.
Hey, Chuck, can you see the altar from there?
I'd see the whole damn thing. Along with your stupid ass standing there, trying to act all smart and shit.
You told me that the poacher's boat you were chasing disappeared around this area, correct?
Yeah, that's what I said, all right. What, you forget already? If you're just gonna waste our tax dollars out here, least you could do is catch them goddamn poachers. Fucking FBI, go and make yourself useful for once in your damn life.
Chuck, we don't chase down fishing boats. Unless it's a terrorist boat that plans to overthrow our government, that is.
Huh. Then stop acting all leery, like I ain't being truthful or whatever. I'm busy too, you know. So long, FBI.
Zach, he just taught us what the true purpose of this altar is. It was built here so that the ritual could be watched from a boat in the bayou.
What do you mean? They could have just walked out here. There's no reason why they had to watch it from a boat.
The goddess of fertility, Patty.
The goddess of fertility. A fine name indeed. So much blood has been shed, yet you remain in this town. Surely, you know why.
Of course I do, Hungan. My work here isn't finished yet. You know, I could really use one of your oracles right now.
You're more fun than I thought. Here's the oracle you ask for. Listen with your heart. Speak to the 17 comrades who saw the birth of New Orleans. Feel the holy Allah. The giant lady's finger points down toward your goal, the entrance to the forbidden.
Poetic and graceful as ever, Hungan. Hungan's oracles are leading us toward the core of this case. That's the one thing I'm sure of. But don't misunderstand, Zach. I'm not blindly following him. I only follow my intuition. Metaphysical offender profiling. The 17 comrades must refer to some area that has 17 of the same thing in it. We may need to use history to figure this one out. After all, we need to find someone or something that saw the birth of New Orleans. And we can't just round up every last old person in town. Somewhere, there are 17 comrades who've survived for a very long time. That's it, Zach. The French established the colony of La Nouvelle-Orléans in 1718, just about 300 years ago. The only 17 comrades that would have been around back then are the 300-year-old oak trees along this road. A majestic road lined by oak trees. Come on, let's go ask these sages of Lucare for some help on our investigation. Zach, the Holy Allah is a shockingly simple metaphor, especially considering the quality of the oracles we've received thus far. It seems as if Hungan's poetic muse is finally running dry. The great thing about us Americans is that we can recreate our homeland anywhere. We're happy to transport crunchy bacon across the deserts of Africa if we need to. That's what it means to be American, and this Holy Allah is just another example of that. From the early days of the frontier era, they've been helping us Americans be what we've always meant to be. That's it. I never doubted you, Zach. The Holy Allah refers to a water tower, specifically that water tower with its Clarkson family crest. It must be hiding some sort of clue. Let's fill the Allah and see what it yields. Zach, what do you think the giant lady's finger is? I'm at a loss. I never thought one of Hungan's childish riddles would force me to think so hard. But, oh well. I'm sure that as we deal with the rest of the Oracle, it'll reveal itself to us.
What? Is there something on my face?
Listen carefully, Patricia. As my skilled assistant, I trust you a great deal. So I want you to answer me honestly.
Answer what?
Do you have any idea where Melvin might have gone?
No.
He didn't seem to be acting or talking differently than usual?
No. I don't think so.
Okay, I believe your words. Zach, we have a lot of work to do. It feels like we're finally approaching the climax here.
Just do me a kindness and shut up.
Did you notice anything strange before your daddy went missing? Did he seem different from usual, or say things that didn't make sense?
Nope. He was the same as always. We talked a lot. I reckon he was in a better mood than usual. Almost even too talkative.
Zach, she's putting on a strong face, but it's clear that she's very worried. Let's try and cheer her up a bit. What's the best thing to say in times like these?
You don't need to worry about me, Agent York. Let's just focus on the work we have left to do.
Unfortunately, it looks like your parents disappearing is connected with this case somehow.
Yeah, I know.
Melvin seems to love you so much. It's hard for me to believe he would just disappear and leave you all alone. Something must be afoot here. I wish I could tell you I'm sure they're okay, even without any evidence. But I hate lies, Patty. I can't guarantee that they're safe. That's my honest opinion.
I'm trying to prepare myself for it, but I want to hope that they're okay.
Of course. Zach and I feel the same way, but if you happen to think of anything that might help, please let me know. Even the tiniest piece of information could end up coming in handy.
Yeah, I understand. But I really don't know anything. I just feel like I know that Mama's okay somehow.
Meaning?
Even when we're apart, I can always tell how my mama's feeling. You know, like how twins can sense each other's feelings? But that's it. I can't tell where she is or what she's doing. Besides, I'm just a kid. Can't really trust what I'm saying, can you?
Zach, it seems like she and her mother possess some kind of secret bond. But we shouldn't try to force it out of her. Yes, you're exactly right. Let's just keep our eyes on her for now. So, what other movies have you seen on that sci-fi movie channel?
What? That question again?
What did I tell you? In this country, all dialogues...
Okay, I'll answer it. I need to think of a movie that Schwarzenegger wasn't in. Oh, okay, I got one. It's a film about people who travel around the world in 80 days. I think it was a remake of an older one. They went to a bunch of different countries, and there was tons of CG, so it was fun to watch. It starred some kung fu guy and a British man. Sorry, but they didn't ask your beloved Arnold S. to be in this one.
Around the World in 80 Days, 2004. Directed by Frank Karachi, starring Jackie Chan and Steve Coogan. Unfortunately, Patty, it appears that you didn't watch this film closely enough.
I did too.
Then you must have been far too distracted. He's in it, Patty.
In it? Who is? Wait, no, it can't be.
That's right. Arnold S. is in that movie.
You're lying. There's no way. I mean, he was already governor of California by the time that movie came out.
You're exactly right. In October of 2003, he became the new governor of California, but he was still able to appear in the film since it was in a small enough capacity not to interfere with his governing duties. You can find him in the Istanbul segment.
What? I sort of remember the Istanbul part, but the prince? The prince with the crazy hairdo?
That's right. He played Prince Happy, a romantic with long hair, skilled at telling stories and playing the guitar. He was so in character. Even I didn't recognize him at first glance. Flawless makeup, hairstyling, costume design, and impeccable acting. I was speechless. I believe that entering the political world only allowed him to further widen his acting repertoire. His acting was always so realistic and full of presence. But then, he went and added elaborate technique on top of it. Perfection. Patty, I'm now convinced that you've been seduced by his charm without even realizing it. That's why you've been unconsciously seeking out films that he appears in. You don't need to feel embarrassed. It's a perfectly natural phenomenon.
Yeah. Let's just get back to the investigation. Come on, please.
You're right, Patty. This is no time for idle chatter. We have two important goals now. Solving this case and finding your daddy. Let's get back to work. No more chit-chat. You heard her, Zach. We need you to focus as well. You didn't even twitch when you saw Galena's body.
Why would I? Dead things can't hurt us, right?
Girls your age don't usually think that. We've been in this town for longer than we originally planned, haven't we? Oh no, I'm not complaining. I'm used to living out of a hotel, and I love southern food. There are some inconveniences, though. There's no movie theater in this town. nor is there a video rental store, and the TV in the hotel room doesn't get any of the on-demand movie channels. We'll just have to get lucky and encounter a movie being shown on TV. The movie environment in Lucare is no different from that of the 70s, Zach. No, they don't have a movie theater. So I suppose it's even farther back than that. But it's true that these are the times in which one always encounters the best movies. It's always been that way, hasn't it? Think back with me. Remember that hotel in the rundown town near Monroeville, just outside of Pittsburgh? I took a shower, and by the time I got back into bed, it had already started. Time Walker. 1982, directed by Tom Kennedy. I started watching it without any idea as to what it was about, but it instantly got me hooked. The plot highly exceeded all my expectations, constantly revealing shocking truth after shocking truth. It was a hyper-realism masterpiece. Even after we checked out from the hotel, we couldn't get that film out of our heads. Not even when we stopped by the Monroeville Mall, the primary filming location for Dawn of the Dead. Instead of the living dead, both you and I were totally preoccupied with thoughts of that living mummy. And we were so excited to visit the Monroeville Mall, too. You kept insisting that you were going to track down those kumquats that Roger had eaten. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only reason I took on that case was because I knew it would let us travel out there. Instead, Time Walker blindsided us. And that's all we could think about. Even when we were inside the mall, we were both off in a different world. There you have it, Zach. A beautiful memory of an encounter with an 80s masterpiece in a very unexpected place. Lena Doman, aka Professor R. How could such an intelligent person like her suffer such a tragic downfall? Does the South really corrupt people like Patty said? This sunlight certainly seems capable of breaking someone down. No matter how you try to resist it, it's so hot it feels like I'm burning up. But that doesn't explain it. Perhaps we really do need to focus on the Clarkson bloodline itself. Everything in this town, whether it's visible or invisible, it all carries shades of their influence. Buildings, people, conversations, food, right down to each blade of grass. There isn't anything beyond the reach of the Clarksons' breath. Even San Rouge itself was created by Clarkson blood. Zach, just looking at the people involved in this case tells us all we need to know, don't you think? What stands before us now aren't your usual serial killers, and not even your usual drug case. It's the history of sin that's weighing down the shoulders of a massive entity known as the Clarkson family. And we're simply lost souls wandering through its colossal womb. We need to be like Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket, put our heads together and find the way out, no matter what we go up against, no matter what situation we find ourselves in. Our mission never changes. We need to apprehend the perpetrator and bring them to justice. It's as simple as that, Zach. Why do you think the Clarksons chose a dragonfly for their family crest? In some European countries, dragonflies are called devil's needles, and folklore suggests that they fly around, sewing up the mouths of children who don't do as they're told. In Japan, some samurai helmets are also shaped like dragonflies. There, dragonflies are seen as beneficial insects who march valiantly ahead, preying on the pests that devour crops. In other words, dragonflies symbolize opposite things depending on whether you're in the east or the west. But why did the Clarksons choose this insect to be their symbol? I can't help but feel like it's something deeper than the cliched image of dragonflies as guardians of crops. Boomgan called the dragonfly a flying serpent. What if his interpretation was right on the mark? The Clarksons are serpentine, savage, cunning, and skilled at protecting themselves. But they don't slither along the ground. They're serpents with wings that allow them to soar above the rest. But now, those wings are starting to fail on them. That's what really triggered this incident. After acquiring wings, the serpent attained prosperity and was crowned in glory. But now it's lost its power, wavering, moments away from plummeting back down to the earth. So it started lashing out against others, just like it used to do before it gained its wings. Sort of sounds like an ancient myth, doesn't it, Zach? Were you thinking about Galena too? And all the other women we've seen so far on our travels across the states? Zach, I'm right, aren't I? This is a vast country. Incredibly vast.
Hey there, boss. What you need?
Even I can feel it.
Very good, sir. Please. Serving you is please do let... Why, hello, Mr. Morgan. You need a ride? Okay, Why?
Even I can feel it. You almost got this sucker solved, ain't you? That's what I'm talking. Come on, get.
Agent York, why?
Pitiful beyond words. An ominous wind blows today. Just do me a kindness.
Pitiful beyond words.
This thing sure looks tall when you look at it up close. But why do they gotta build it up so high anyway?
The height gives them the necessary pressure to pump the water out. Also, building it in a spot where anyone could easily access it would only create more problems.
Problems?
In a certain Missouri town, they built the water tower low enough that a person could easily climb up to it. And that's exactly where a mass murderer decided to hide the bodies of all his victims. The water tower was so low to the ground that he could even climb up to it while carrying a dead body on his back. Incidentally, they ended up finding a total of 43 bodies in there. But the part that truly shocked Zach and I wasn't the number of bodies, Patty.
What?
It was the fact that over the 6 months from the first murder to when the case was solved, that whole time, the townspeople had been drinking the water.
Agent York, look! I think we can climb up from there. Let's go.
But Patty, I was just getting to the good part.
So this is our town. Looking down on it from here, it's hard to imagine any bad stuff ever happened at all.
Listen carefully, Patricia. You just leave Melvin to me. I promise I'll take care of things. You're grown up. You're more of an adult than anyone else in this town, I guarantee it. But that doesn't mean you have to suffer through everything without ever saying a word about it. Just remember that, okay? Zach, it looks like the holy Allah hasn't been sucking up water properly. No wonder the shower in our hotel room felt so weak. Patty, who manages this water tower?
This is Lucare. You should know the answer to that by now.
The Clarksons. Judging from their current situation, I don't think they'll be able to give us a timely response.
Yeah.
Do you know where the water comes from?
Probably Isaac Lake?
That settles it. Let's fill the holy Allah and solve this problem ourselves.
I knew you were gonna say that, Agent York.
Isaac Lake?
That's the name of the former head of the Clarkson family. When he retired, they built this lake to commemorate his career. That's why it's called Isaac Lake.
They wanted people to remember the power of the Clarkson family every time they used their water, huh?
You sure don't miss a beat.
The water level's higher than I expected. They probably haven't been out here to check on it since Lise was murdered.
I bet that's where the water gets sucked up into the water tower.
Mr. Alligator, never thought I'd have to use you to fight a real alligator. Just what does that skeletal gentleman have in mind for us, Zach? Open the door, Patty! Now, Patty! Okay, Zach, let's head back to the Holy Allah. We need to confirm with our own eyes that we've completed the skeletal gentleman's oracle.